Well, first of all, to explain where exactly we are, Porte des Lilas, where the march began, is right behind me, and to the opposite of me, behind the camera, lies about about a dozen rather, police trucks. So the atmosphere is kind of tense this afternoon, so we've made the safe decision to stay well upstream of the demonstration. But yes, as you mentioned, more than 130,000 people marched across France last Saturday. This weekend, we've seen several hundreds of people start right there at the Porte des Lilas behind me. Several thousands more are expected. Again, major movements converging into one protest, really. But the main demand, as you mentioned, is that global security law, which has been seen as so inflammatory by so many people here in France. Article 24, which makes it a crime for people to publish pictures of footage, rather, of police officers online or on TV with the intention of harming them. That would make it a crime to do so, and would make it punishable with up to 1 year in prison and 45,000 euro fine. We had several rights groups saying that is really show that the Macron government is turning into a downward spiral into authoritarianism, and that would seriously curb freedom of speech and freedom of expression.
And Wasim, that is the major grievance today, isn't it, for the protesters? Just talk us through some of their specific demands.
So the government this week and last week as well, they pledged to completely rewrite Article 24. So before sending it over to the Senate, which is expected in the next few weeks, that they would completely rewrite Article 24 to try to find more common ground between the several parties, and to try to include really a provision that would just make it clear that this is not an attempt to curb freedom of speech or freedom of the press. But protesters that we've talked to, signs that we've seen so far in this protest today, say they want Article 24 to be completely removed in order to ensure that freedom of the press and freedom of expression is still something that they see here in France. I mean, last week we saw really dramatic pictures of a black music producer being beaten by several police officers just a few weeks ago. That really created lots of anger, and rights groups, journalists, lawyers say that is exactly the kind of pictures that we still need to see, so that we can still scrutinize the work of police officers, because yes, they are supposed to represent the law, but sometimes, there may be a few incidents, and they need to be held to account when it comes to those kinds of incidents.